Whispers travel faster than blades across the shattered expanse of the eternal battlefield. The blood-soaked stones of the Azure Peak still pulse with the fury of recent duels, and the air carries the scent of smoldering incense and bitter vengeance. Martial God Asura Chapter 89, Chapter 90, Xie Wu lingers at the edge of collapse, torn between an unrelenting enemy and the last fragile threads of his inner strength. Shadows twist in unnatural patterns as unseen eyes watch, and even the heavens seem to hesitate, unsure if fate will shatter or be rewritten in the coming clash. A storm approaches, not of rain, but of steel, spirit, and untold revelations. The wind howled across the Chu family estate, carrying with it a sense of imminent doom. A voice, young yet thunderous, cut through the tension like a blade through silk. Today, those who dare invade my Chu family will die. The words crashed upon the gathered clans, searing into their very bones. Even the elders of the Chu family, steeled warriors of countless battles, felt a chill that ran down their spines. Before them stood a young man, drenched in the aftermath of slaughter, his body smeared with the blood of the fallen. His presence radiated a suffocating aura of death, a murderous aura so potent that none dared consider him merely a boy. To them, he was a demon, a silent executioner who moved without hesitation, whose eyes gleamed with the calm inevitability of death. The master of the Xu family's voice cracked as he demanded, "Who are you?" The question trembled through the courtyard, a desperate plea for understanding amidst the chaos. From his attire, from the Azure banner fluttering faintly behind him, they could guess. He was a disciple of the Azure Dragon School, one of their revered core disciples. Yet now, obscured by the gore and fury of combat, his identity was a mystery, and his declaration of allegiance to the Chu family left everyone frozen in disbelief. I am Chu Feng," he replied, his tone cutting through the din with icy precision. The name struck the crowd like a lightning bolt. "Chu Feng," voices echoed, rising in a chorus of astonishment and fear. "Fenger?" Gasps rippled through the gathering, spreading to every corner of the surrounding mountains. The name carried weight, for Chu Feng was known far and wide, a prodigy of only 15 years, a mere 6th-level cultivator of the spirit realm. How, then, could he now stand as a core disciple of the Azure Dragon School? How had he slain foes far beyond his supposed strength with such ease? The recognition dawned slowly, disbelief giving way to acknowledgement. His figure, his aura, his very movements mirrored what they knew of Chu Feng, and the banner he wore confirmed the truth. He was indeed under the protection of the mighty Azure Dragon School, a force not to be trifled with. The Xu family master's rage erupted. "So it was you, the little demon who shattered my grandson, Su Tianyi's waist?" he roared, his veins practically bursting with fury. Chu Feng's reply was cold, almost disdainful. His skill was lacking. Breaking his waist was an act of mercy. The Xu family master's face twisted with uncontainable wrath. His hands rose, ready to strike. But before his fury could manifest into action, he was halted by the imposing figures of the Wang and Ma family elders. Their voices were firm, almost trembling with the gravity of what they said. "Do you not see what he holds? That is the Azure Dragon banner." The Xu master's eyes burned with stubborn pride. "So what if it is the Azure Dragon banner? My grandson lies crippled because of him. Today, he dies for it." The elders' expressions turned grave, voices heavy with the weight of reason and fear. "Are you mad? The Azure Dragon banner marks him as protected by the Azure Dragon School. To strike him is to invite disaster, not only upon yourself, but upon your entire lineage." The Xu family master's lips tightened, the tension thick in the air. "You speak as if there is a path of return? Can't you see what we've already done to the Chu family? Retreat is impossible. To strike is a risk, yes, but to fail is death certain." A murmur of grim realization rippled through the gathering. Their predicament was inescapable. Every path was perilous. To slay Chu Feng now might buy a momentary advantage, but the wrath of the Azure Dragon School would descend swiftly. To hesitate would ensure their annihilation regardless. From the shadows, the elder Chu Yuan's voice rang out, urgent and commanding. "Fenger, run! Save your life!" Chu Yuanba, the head of the Chu family, reinforced the plea. "Escape! Only survival will grant you the chance to avenge us all." The three families, sensing their imminent threat, prepared to block any escape. Auras of the Origin Realm shimmered, heavy and oppressive, as the masters readied themselves. Ta! The ground trembled under their power, yet Chu Feng did not falter. Instead, he advanced, bloodied visage lifted, a fierce smile cutting across his face. I said it already. Those who invade my Chu family will die. Before their astonished eyes, a gust of wind swept him away. Whoosh! In an instant, he vanished. Screams tore through the courtyard as several Shu family members found their heads severed by his unseen hand. Whoosh! Another movement, and Ma family members met the same fate. Bastard! Join forces and kill him! The Shu master bellowed, fury igniting like wildfire. He surged forward, with the Wang and Ma family masters close behind, their combined might a tempest of the Origin Realm. Chuyuanba? Chuyuan? And the remaining Chu disciples were stricken with terror. How could a mere 7th-level spirit cultivator escape the onslaught of 3 Origin masters? The gulf between realms was vast, a distance of heaven and earth that no ordinary martial skill could bridge. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Despite the master's terrifying power, speed, and mastery, they were unprepared for Chu Feng. Every strike missed, every pursuit failed. One by one, their clansmen fell to the boys' impossible swiftness. By the time the dust settled, the courtyard lay in ruin. Only Chu Feng and the 3 masters remained standing. All others lay slain, heads severed in grisly silence. The masters' faces contorted with rage. I will carve your body into 10,000 pieces, they bellowed, their fury matching the carnage around them. Yet Chu Feng did not flinch. He paused before Chu Yuanba and Chu Yuan, his gaze icy and unyielding. The wind stilled, the echoes of battle frozen in that moment. Slowly, deliberately, he spoke, the weight of destiny in each word. Now, it is your turn. A tense silence fell over the estate. The battlefield, once a scene of frenzied chaos, now waited for the next chapter of blood and legend to unfold. The tale of Chu Feng, young demon of the Chu family, was far from over. His wrath had only just begun. In the shadowed expanse of the courtyard, a young warrior stood drenched, not in his own blood, but in the lifeblood of his vanquished foes. Each drop told a story of swift justice and relentless fury. His eyes, sharp and burning with crimson intensity, seemed to reflect the wrath of countless battles, as if the very act of killing had dyed them red. Such arrogance! Today, I shall tear you limb from limb and prove my worth as the Shu family's master, bellowed a voice thick with fury, echoing across the chaos. The master's face twisted with rage, reason abandoned, his very being radiating a storm of Origin power. The air itself contorted, as if recoiling from the sheer pressure he unleashed. A hurricane without form swept outward, tearing at the surroundings. Only the young warrior's steadfast resistance kept the Chu family from being crushed under its force. On the sidelines, the masters of the Wang and Ma families trembled, their hearts torn with grief and helplessness. They watched their kin fall one by one, decapitated, erased so completely that no trace of the body remained. The sight gnawed at their souls, yet the warrior's presence remained a wall against despair. Chu Feng, your life ends here, roared the Wang family master, lunging forward, his hand carved through the air, shaping a titanic claw of translucent Origin power, towering 2 meters high. Though a mere rank 3 martial skill, his mastery magnified it into a storm of lethal force. But Chu Feng stood unshaken. Calm as a mountain, he extended his hand, summoning the mysterious technique. An illusionary palm emerged, colliding with the massive claw, shattering it with an almost casual force. Yet the raw might of the Origin realm could not be entirely subdued. The recoil forced him back a few steps, a reminder that even the fearless could feel the weight of true power. A smirk of contempt appeared on the Ma family master's face. Let us see how you handle the stone fists. In swift succession, fists formed from concentrated Origin energy surged like boulders hurled by the heavens. Their aim was merciless. Not only the young warrior, but every member of the Chu family behind him. Chu Feng adjusted his stance, feet rooted in the horse-riding posture, his robe rippling unnaturally as if caught in a phantom wind. Lightning sparked in his eyes, coiling and writhing like serpents of pure energy. The air vibrated with their electric fury, weaving together into a dense, impassable wall. The fists of the Ma family shattered against it, halted in their descent. With a roar, Chu Feng unleashed the lightning. What had defended now became assault, Snakes of electric fury twisted into dragons of searing light, shrieking as they tore toward the three family masters. The courtyard trembled under their roar, a symphony of destruction and divine wrath. The three masters' faces drained of color. Rank 5 skill, the stuff of legend, emanated from this boy, a technique that even seasoned core disciples of the Origin realm could scarcely control, with now wielded effortlessly by one so young. Surprise and jealousy warred within their hearts. They had spent decades striving, yet this youth surpassed them without hesitation. The masters rallied, unleashing every martial skill they commanded. Their strikes, though inferior in rank, were reinforced by years of honed Origin power, creating explosive clashes that shattered stone and sent air trembling in ripples. Lightning and power collided, throwing debris skyward and pushing the Chu family back, forcing even the brave to stumble. Chu Yuanba, ignoring his own wounds, watched in awe. So strong. Feng'er is fighting 3 Origin realm experts while still only 7th level of the spirit realm, he thought, disbelief etched across his features. The others of the Chu family shared his awe, their eyes glued to the spectacle. Emotions tangled between fear, pride, and hope. No one had imagined this. The boy once belittled, scorned, and shunned was now their shield, standing at the storm's eye with life itself hanging in his grasp. He had forsaken the pain of humiliation, the weight of youthful disdain, and now bore the survival of an entire clan on his shoulders. In that moment, the truth was clear. The backbone of the Chu family had always been someone like him. And as their hearts surged with a mixture of reverence and relief, a single thought crystallized in every mind. Good luck, Chu Feng. For now, the destiny of the Chu family rested entirely within the hands of the young warrior whose legend was being carved in lightning and blood.